Hey guys, Tyler here. Can you beat the Bloonarius with only Dartling guns? This is going to be a much harder challenge than the Dart Monkeys for a few reasons. First off, the early games are going to be a lot slower. Dartling gun costs more than a free Dart Monkey, so economy is going to slow down. Simple enough. Then, I have to get a Hydra rocket pod to around 28 or 30 for the lead balloons, because otherwise we simply die to leads and there's no other Dartling gun upgrade that defeats them besides Hydra rocket pods, at least not for cheaper. And then, of course, that's going to slow down farms. And then there's no Dartling gun paragon to fall back on for the late game. So the early game is going to be harder, and then the late game is going to be harder because of a lack of scaling. So let's see if I can do it. The first tier of the Bloonarius is here. 20,000 HP must be taken down with Dartling guns that don't really have any Moab specialty. I have my Hydra rocket pods that I needed for leads, and now I have I believe that's a Bads? I don't know the bottom tier Dartling gun that's well. That's also probably why I got it, because I'm thinking it's maybe good single target damage. It actually might be. It might be good single target damage. I don't know. I'm just banking on it being good single target damage. And then I'm getting a couple extra small Dartling guns. But the Hydra rocket pods is excellent for cleaning up the ceramics coming out of the Bloonarius. Absolutely phenomenal at grouped damage. So at least I have a bit of diversity there. And if you notice my farms, you'll notice I'm a little behind on farming. Like I said, I had to get an expensive Hydra rocket pods for around 28. That'll set anyone back. And of course, the upfront cost of the Dartling gun was still significant. I can only get one bank. Usually I have 3. And I'm ready to cash them out at round 40 or 41. So I think I should be able to cash out this bank at least soon. If I hadn't already, I wasn't quite paying attention. I got a rocket storm, so maybe that was from cashing out the bank. It also is going to help out against that last wave of ceramics. They have a shorter distance to travel, so it's really helpful that I take care of them. No, it looks like I am cashing out the bank, getting another bank. No, not cashing, just getting another bank. I got to get banking, right? Banking's very important. I mean, I started slow, but I have to pull through, and I do take down the Bloonarius, so whatever it was, okay, I saw 30,000 damage, so I think that was really good single target damage, especially since I just bought it, so that was pretty decent. Hoping that tier 2 can go a little bit better, though, because we're a little behind. It's round 60, and I've got a little bit more farmage right now. It's not amazing, but it is enough to just straight up get me the MAD. So the MAD is awesome against boss balloons, but it's actually terrible against anything that isn't, well, a Moab class balloon. So I realized that, holy crap, I need to get some other defense. Otherwise, I'm just going to straight up lose the ceramics so I get another Hydra rocket pods to help me out. And maybe some sort of, I guess plasma accelerator would be good. I think I just get another Hydra rocket pods though. Group damage is group damage. It makes do. So the farming's not too bad, but I had to sell some farms to get those panic Hydra rocket pods. It might have even been a little unnecessary because the MAD's ability is pretty good against ceramics as well if you time it right. But it does absolutely obliterate the Moab or the Bloonarius. So that's good at least. Now I don't really need the Hydra rocket pods anymore, but I do need something. I mean, the MAD is great and all, but it's still going to struggle. I'm probably going to just get another medium tier Dartling gun just to help me get through the mid rounds. And then hopefully I'll be able to use that and farm well for the third tier. It's round 80 and I'm still behind on farming, but I'm banking on my MAD and plasma accelerator to be enough to solo this level of Bloonarius. It's 350,000 HP, which should be easy work for the MAD, but the worry part is the massive amount of balloons that aren't the BAD that I have to deal with. Ceramics and maybe sometimes even Moabs and BFBs. I mean, those can actually block the MAD shots, and I decided to take the focus-fired MAD just because it's a little bit better later on once you controlled. It makes the rocket storm a lot more accurate. That's the main bonus of it. But I found that, well, I was having a lot of other problems with other balloons, so I needed to pivot. I got a Ray of Doom. Thankfully, didn't have to sell too many farms, just a couple. Got set back in farming even a little bit more, and this will matter. I mean, the farming is important. It's not going to be like Dart Monkey, where I'll just have a paragon that saves the day and destroy the late rounds. I will need all the money I can get, but now that I have the Ray of Doom, it is massively overkill on the Bloonarius. Undoubtedly going to be destroyed before it makes halfway across the map, but I still have to aim, around the map to catch the leaks because I placed them in this top right corner, which to be honest is not a good spot and not something that I thought about too much before doing. I would have rather had them probably in the bottom right. That way they could hit the lane multiple times. I wouldn't have to keep going back and forth. Well, still, despite all this, I mean, we're still destroying the Bloonarius. Again, 350,000 HP is nothing. Both the MAD and the Ray of Doom are probably racking up very solid damage. So once again, I'm just focusing on farming and hoping I can come out clutch here. Every dollar is going to count when it comes to that 3 million HP Bloonarius. I assure you, watch out for it. But this was not too bad. On to tier 4. It's round 100 and I'm finally starting to get some decent farming going. Took long enough. I got the 5th tier top path banana farm and the monkey Wall Street. So now, after greeting for so long, I should focus on defense. I do have all 3 5th tier Dartling guns. Working on the 750,000 HP Bloonarius, and then I got a couple plasma accelerators with my spare money, because between all the 4th tiers, those are the strongest. So all this money that's being farmed now goes into amassing plasma accelerators. There is a large screen and a lot of damage we can get out of these accelerators, and to be honest, we're gonna need it, because this 750,000 HP Bloonarius is kicking my ass, and the next one is 3 million. So I really, really need a bunch of plasma accelerators, otherwise it's no good. But still targeting this thing, it's rounding the bend and still spawning. I mean, ZOMGs, they're pretty challenging. At least I'm not paying that close attention. I leaked the ceramic. I almost died, and like I was selecting something else, so my things wouldn't follow my mouse. I had to press a hotkey so it would move. I'm still leaking to random freaking balloons. Somehow not dying, though, by an act of God, I swear. But once I have more plasma accelerators, random leaks like that should be fine. The beams of them should add up to enough damage. Yeah, the ZOMGs, I mean, they can be deadly, but my Dartling guns at least specialize in group damage, so it's a lot easier than the Bloonarius itself. I also, as you can see, moved my MAD. I moved it because I also wanted an excuse to buy the 052 MAD with a bit of Pierce. The 250 MAD is a lot better if you get buffs, such as Permabrew, such as Temple Pierce buff, because that'll get the Pierce it needs, and then it'll be focused fired Rocket Storm and regular rockets, and that's just objectively better. But if you don't have any buffs, like saying a Dartling gun only challenge with farms and Ben, of course, I probably want that Pierce so I can be sure that I can hit the Bloonarius. It's just a little bit of extra safekeeping. Now, this is after wave 100, so the regular balloons still are challenging. I'm having to spend an obnoxious amount of time focusing on regular balloons. I only just now knocked the Bloonarius down to its final phase. ZOMG shouldn't be too bad to clean up, and now I'm starting to create a giant just plasma, not pool. I don't have that monkey knowledge, funny enough. I do not have the plasma pool's monkey knowledge, but a giant plasma just sink of damage, and that, I mean, that'll just add up. It's not too bad, I think. So finally, the Bloonarius is going to get taken down. It's in its final 3 quarters of 100,000 HP, 10%. It looks like it's not going to cause a problem, but I'm focusing now on just constantly building plasma accelerators. The farms I have now have to let me constantly build plasma accelerators, otherwise the Bloonarius that's 3 million HP is going to kick my ass. Enough said. On goes the journey of placing plasma accelerators, and I'll see ya at the tier 5. Behold my glorious army of plasma accelerators. Just in time for round 120, I have built up an army and am ready to take on the 3 million HP Bloonarius. Now, it may be surprising to some that I currently have no banana farms, but that's because of a little known fact that placing a plasma accelerators takes time. And I wanted to have all my plasma accelerators down before the Bloonarius showed up. So what was going on was that I was selling one farm at a time and then using that money to build plasma accelerators so I could constantly be building them, and then rinse and repeat until I was out of banana farms. And that timed so perfectly that I sold the last banana farm on the final round and was building plasma accelerators up until the creation of the Bloonarius. Now I have this massive army, and this is a lot of damage. Turns out 50 tier 4 plasma accelerators is pretty sick. Watch this BAD that I've let go. I'm just gonna focus my gaze to it and completely smoke it. absolutely destroyed. And this would probably be even more insane with plasma pools. Now, the Bloonarius itself, still putting up a fight. I did knock down a million HP, but hey, I got a monkey knowledge points. Maybe I can get those plasma pools now. But anyway, I am down a million. I'm getting close to halfway, but so is the Bloonarius. It's making it pretty far along the track. And I have the spread version of the MAD, so its rockets aren't as effective. Again, it's mostly the plasma accelerators doing the damage. You would expect that the tier 5s would be carrying, but not in this case. It's just the sheer numbers. And now you see why I need to farm so much, because every plasma accelerator counts here. It all matters. They all add up to do pretty good damage, and that pretty good damage is going to bring the B8 or Bloonarius down below a million HP, and soon down to its final phase. This is quite the run. The regular balloons don't even bother me, because the second they hit that point where my mouse is focused and all of the whatever they're called, plasma accelerators are focused, they just melt. Look at this BAD. It melts completely. I'm on fast forward with Dartling guns because everything melts. You touch it and it melts. It's down below 500,000 HP. We're chilling. We're doing great. At some point, what I want to do is I'm just going to target away the plasma accelerator points just to see the other tier 5 towers do their work. So, like the MAD, for example, I do that soon, right? I do that now, so I can have the MAD still hit it. And you can see how much slower it's going with just the MAD dealing damage. The Ray of Doom is dealing damage. All three of the tier 5s are dealing damage, but it's so slow. The plasma accelerator speeds it up massively, and it's so powerful. So that was a crazy defeat of Bloonarius. A lot of fun Dartling guns only. A real challenge this time. I'm excited to see how many towers you can do this sort of thing with. Stay tuned. I got more challenges about Bloonarius in the future. Thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.